Yo, it's your boy Logos. And as much as I make content about TV shows and movies, pushing diversity, even when it makes no sense, even when it takes you out of the immersion of the story, it's kind of funny. I really haven't talked about video games as much. And I'm much more knowledgeable about video games because I am a gamer from a very young age, across many different genres. I don't just play, I'm not one of those gamers, and there's no shame if you're one of those gamers too. But I don't just play, Madden and Call of Duty every year. I play almost every genre. Strategy, Total War, World of Warcraft, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Halo, Gears of War. Almost any game outside of JRPG that's turn-based, I'm willing to try it out. And I want to do this video because I don't talk about video games enough, but the same thing is happening within video games. Big companies pushing diversity even when it makes no sense. And then reviewers like Rotten Tomatoes or Screen Rant pushing that same type of ideology, regardless of the audience or the people they try to, I don't know, champion wants it to begin with. Because me personally, and I don't speak for every black person, I just speak for myself, Logos. I'm a young black man, but I don't need diversity in every show or video game or movie. It needs to make sense. And in this game, Black Myth Wukong, it's about the journey to the West, the myth, a Chinese myth. So this whole idea that Screen Rant gave them a con and possibly lowered their score because of a lack of inclusivity and diversity is straight up nonsense to me. And I don't understand how anybody could disagree with this. This is a Chinese myth based around Chinese gods, mythology, heroes, culture. You do not need white people, black people, Asian. Well, yeah, you need Asian people, of course. But you don't need a diverse cast. You have the main character, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Like, follow the story, man. Like the same thing that happened in Game of Thrones for different reasons, but in other media for similar or different reasons. You want to go away from the myth and the main story for the sake of diversity or ideology or politics? No, stop. The reason why the original content, the original myth, the original story, book, whatever the fuck it may be, is so popular is because it's damn good to begin with. So you put your modern spin on it for a modern audience, it makes no sense. Tell a good story, make a good game, make a good product, and people will go and watch it. I don't need diversity in a Chinese game about a Chinese myth with Chinese characters. God of War, one of my favorite video games of all time, about one of my favorite subjects, Greek mythology, shooting two or three black characters within the newest one, Ragnarok. And it was completely unnecessary. This is a Norse mythology video game. Why the fuck do I have a black guy in this game? If this was an African mythology game, that made sense. Egyptian mythology, that made sense. But it just takes me out of the story a little bit because I'm like, how is he there? That doesn't really make sense. But I don't get it. Why is it necessary for him to be there? Just tell the damn story. I don't need this political stuff. And that's all it comes as, political stuff, because how does it make sense for a black guy to be in a Norse mythology video game? At no point did we have anybody coming in contact with Africa or anything like that. You can't even make an argument that Kratos came in contact with Africa when he was in Greece, because we never saw that. At least from my memory. If I'm wrong, let me know. He contacted with barbarian tribes, but I think it was Thracian, which is northern Greece. What the fuck? It, like, come on, like, this is so blatantly stupid. It leaves me with the loss of words. I'm trying to figure out, what are you thinking? And you would think people would just go along with this. And look at what these people do. They don't have the balls to say who wrote this bullshit article and this bullshit review. They're gonna say the Screen Rant team. Okay, sure. We all know the only reason why you put it as a team is so one person, whoever mainly did this article and wrote it, reviewed it, edited, I think it was a good idea to put it out, can't get targeted with backlash or say how stupid they are. But guess what? Your whole website fucking stupid. Or at least the part that reviews video games. But honestly, if the people at the top is cool with this type of nonsense, dropping a review of a game because of diversity based on a Chinese myth from thousands of years ago. Like, highly doubt this is just a Screen Rant video game department issue. This is a Screen Rant Hollywood issue. Like, come on. I want to go to that part just to see a little bit more about how the diversity took away from the score. The game is gorgeous. I haven't done, reactions to it or anything like that because it's not a video game channel. Don't want to just react to it if I can't make it at least somewhat relevant to all the other channels. I'm sorry, all the other content that we put out. But the game is fantastic. It looks fantastic. Everything we've seen looks good. It's been worked on since 2016, 2014. I think 2016. That's about 8 years of development. Like, the game looks fantastic. It looks amazing, including the combat. The bosses look amazing. The scenery, everything looks good. But I guess I really want to just see this diversity stuff. Oh, and here's another thing too. Everything that they said, I'm just scroll back to bomb. Everything that they said up here about gameplay being repetitive or game performances unpolished, that could be true. But when you put in BS about lacking diversity as a con and enough to take away your score, you think it was big enough to put in your top 3 cons, it makes it less likely for me to take this seriously. That's all I'm saying. Because that's just straight up nonsense to me. Okay, let me just read this. While my analysis and review of Black Myth Wukong remain focused on gameplay, here we go. It's important to mention the controversy surrounding the game's studio. No, it's not. And the reports of misogyny and sexism from developers. Playing as a female gamer, or well, we can roll it down by who the editor and author of the review was. And am I surprised? And I'm not saying because it's a woman. Well, okay, let me be honest. Most of the time, people who put out this heavily focused media that is purely based on ideology or cares more about ideology and politics than the actual content of the game or movie itself are usually white, liberal, overweight women with colorful hair. Don't get mad at me. I'm just looking at patterns. You could be a good person in any other aspect, but it seems that the ones that want to talk about diversity so much when it makes no fucking sense are people that are not even fucking part of the population they're trying to champion. I'm not saying you have to be black to care about black people, but I think it's pretty phony when you putting out such nonsense about diversity and you are what you are. And there's nothing wrong with being a white woman. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with being a fat white woman. That's your health. Do what you want with it. Just don't say no dumb shit about it, but do what you want with your health. If you're gonna die young, you're gonna die young. That's up to you. But putting out this nonsense is my issue. Oh yeah, here's the thing. Of course it's bad to be misogynistic and sexist to women, but me as a consumer, me as a person that's gonna buy this product, who just wants to play the damn game, we know we don't give a damn. Blizzard did all that crazy stuff about drinking their employees' breast milk and stealing their breast milk out of the refrigerator. And I think they bullied one woman to even off herself. People still buy their games. People still support it. And Blizzard has made it blatantly obvious outside of just that controversy, they don't give a shit about their gamers or their fans and their employees. They're still surviving. They still got bought out by Microsoft. They're still about to put out World of Warcraft, like the 7th expansion. So like, we all know people really don't give a shit about this type of stuff. Like the whole stuff with Palestine and stuff. Like, I don't take that stuff serious. I don't take the people doing the marching, protesting with the flags and stuff in their body. I don't take them serious. It's hard for me to take you seriously when you're cool with all this other fucked up shit in the world, but you want to latch onto this. But either way, back to this. As far as chapters 1 and 2, while characters are clearly fictitious and fantastical creatures, there were no female or feminine NPCs, enemies, or bosses present. Who cares? You're gonna kill them. What, The only exception, if you can call it female, is a boss named Mother of Stones in Chapter 2, which is nothing more than a still glowing rock with no abilities, being guarded by other enemies. I think it's very sad if you're playing the game or watching a movie and you're actively looking for this stuff to check off a box. I don't understand you can really fully enjoy the game if you're constantly looking for, oh, was a female, was a black guy, was a Mexican, was it this, where that. Like, bro, just play the fucking game and see if you like it. When I was playing God of War Ragnarok, those first 15 or 30 minutes hit like a truck in the best way possible. You get into the house, you have Thor show up, you get this tense atmosphere, neither person is backing down, then you have Odin show up, and it gets more tense, and you have this little conversation, and then you have Kratos clearly just absolutely making it clear he's not going to negotiate. You leave us alone, don't mess with us, or we're going to fight. And he was going to bow down to Odin. After that was clear, you went straight into a boss battle against Thor. And that shit was crazy. I'm not thinking about, oh no, where's a black guy? Oh fuck, why they couldn't use Freya? Quicker, we need a woman within the next 30 minutes. I'm thinking about, holy shit, Thor just knocked me the fuck out and then brought me back to life with his damn hammer. Like, when I saw that shit, I was losing my fucking mind. And I'm not thinking about, they're white, they're old. Like, no, I'm thinking about, this game is fantastic. They know who their fans are and what their fans want. And I want good action, I want a good story, and I want to lose my fucking mind. And within 30 minutes, Santa Monica Studios delivered that. And that, and the overall story itself, was enough for me to overlook the whole forced diversity shit. But still, that's what matters. That's what your gamers want. Everything else is in the background. The lack of diversity and inclusivity resonates with the misogynistic comments reported to have been made by developers which express disdain excuse me, for women playing their games. Although Black Myth Wukong does have truly enjoyable moments, probably a whole bunch, excuse me, the underlying feeling that women aren't welcome in this world felt present throughout. How? How? Because there's not women in the game? Holy shit. Growing up, my favorite games was Halo, Gears of War, Mass Effect, and then, of course you got Total War and all the other ones, but and World of Warcraft. But those were my main three, especially when I just played on the console. So that was a white guy Master Chief, a white guy in Marcus Phoenix, and then a half black, half Hispanic guy in Shepard. Did you think I give a fuck at 12 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old? I was playing Call of Duty at a young age. That's probably why I got into World War II and history later in life. But I was thinking about diversity. I was thinking about the game and having fun. And that's what the developers care about. Making a good game that is fun for their viewers or their players. Of course, I think it's pretty weird that you have an issue with women playing your games. Mostly it's not women like this that just want to bitch and moan because there's not a woman on screen. You shouldn't care about that. Especially when you're talking about money, you're making money. So having an issue with female gamers playing your games is weird, if you ask me. Is it weird enough for me to stop, going to buy the game? No, it's not. Far more. It's worth noting that the game is based on novel Journey to the West, which does consist of a few important female characters. Do not include any woman in initial chapters of an adaptation meant for a modern audience. There's the words. It's quite disconcerting for a modern audience. When you hear that, fuck. If a producer, an actor, Kathleen Kennedy, or any person in a position of power or reviewer say something like that, that it needs to be adapted for a modern audience, it's probably gonna be shit. Probably. Because Lord of the Rings was adapted from the books and almost nothing was changed. Still amazing to this day. Still to this day, 20 years plus later, a fantastic series. arguably the greatest trilogy of all time. I would definitely put it over Star Wars, and I love the hell out of Star Wars. I consumed more Star Wars content over my life, and still now I'm just watching like a Clone Wars documentary that's like 8 hours long. Of course, I ain't finished it, but still, Lord of the Rings is a better universe compared to Star Wars. But even then, they didn't change the books, which was made how long ago? Like 60 plus years ago, because the writer, the author Tolkien, was in World War One, which inspired his creation of Mordor and the destroyed lands and all the other stuff. But my point is, you don't need to adapt this stuff for a modern audience. Just make a damn good game. Like, come on, there's a reason why Journey to the West is still known to this day. You think Journey to the West or all these other classics was just the only piece of media or writing or storytelling or folklore around? Of course not. There's many others, but there's a reason why Journey to the West and even, for example, some of the Disney properties like Snow White, there's a reason why these stories have lasted so long, and this has lasted over 1,000 years, from my understanding. I don't know the exact age of the Journey to the West story, but I know it's old as shit. It's old as hell. I know that. So there's a reason why it still resonates, because there are certain things. Excuse me. There are certain things within a story that resonates throughout time. Whether it's something like reclaiming your place as king after you leave, like in Lion King, or if it's something like saving your brother, or saving your father, or saving your mother, anything that hits the core of your human soul that you can connect with people, that no matter where you grow up in the world or what age, you can still relate to that. There's a reason why that stuff matters. Certain stuff with great wonder, imagination, or storytelling, it lasts through the ages because they hit the mark in a way most authors can't. Like, there's a reason why this story was chosen to be made into the game. There's so much to tell, and they need to just stick to it as close as possible with within making a very good video game, and that should be their focus. Not diversity, making a very good video game. While this doesn't take away from the exhilaration and the fun of boss fights themselves, women fans of Souls-like games may have a different perspective. You know, when Elden Ring came out, I think most of us would agree one of the best fights is Millennia. But as we go throughout that game, I wasn't thinking, damn, where's the woman at? Those are female bosses. It's just when you came across one, it was a good boss. If you make a good boss with good lore and a good relevance to the story and good look, people will love it. But if you just want to do it for the sake of doing it, people can tell. And that's the issue. The developer also suggested that women aren't capable of enjoying or being skilled at these types of games. Well, okay, if the developer, and that's a very, I don't know, blanket term, does that mean the whole studio feels that way? Or just certain people at the top, or certain just random people within the company? Because that does matter. If you can't just say the developer, and that just means like everybody in the studio working on the game thinks women aren't capable. But yeah, it's pretty dumb. Of course, women are capable of playing Souls games. We've seen it. I've seen it. I've only seen like maybe a couple of girls play these types of games. Both of them are tied to OTK because I only know of them through Asmongold, and that is like Extra Emily, I think, and like Emerald. And Emerald was actually pretty fucking good at these games. Like she played Dark Souls and Elden Ring, and I think she playing Bloodborne right now. So yeah, if you're good at a game and you practice and you just keep trying, you're gonna beat the game. It has nothing to do with your gender. So if that's how they truly feel, or certain people feel that way, they are dumbasses. But hopefully they're not dumbasses when it comes to making and developing a video game. They're just dumbasses when it comes to certain societal opinions. And they could believe whatever they want. What they believe, no matter how smart or stupid, doesn't affect your life really at all. Like at the fuck all. Like Jesus Christ. You could be a woman and you could probably still buy this game and enjoy it. Just don't be a psycho like the person who made this article. That's being masked by the fucking Screen Rant team. Yeah, right. This is come on, man. Con. A con. Like, really? Really? Oh man. I can't wait to get this game. But honestly, depending on how the bug shit, I may or may not get it. If I don't get it, I'll just watch Asmon go play it. They can keep crying just like they did with Harry Potter. Any other bullshit opinion that they may have. That's how I feel about it. It's a game. Buy it, enjoy it if you want to. If not, play something else. It's just a game. It's not a vector. It's not a vessel. It's not a vehicle for your ideology. If you want those type of people on either side, get away from me. Always I want to talk about this because this stuff happens a lot in video games. I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm a gamer, and I had a lot to say. Plus, this is just too easy. This is like batting cage type shit, like lacking in diversity in a Chinese myth video game. Come on, come on. You would think they got the balls to put that shit out and have the same type of article if this was based in Africa and where's the diversity in Africa? Bitch, there's no diversity because it's in Africa. Which one to have fucking slavers and colonists coming in? Like, shut the fuck up, play the game. But they won't do that because they know who they are. They're phonies. Phonies. Laugh at them. Don't support them. You still have ad block on. I'm not gonna give them no damn ad revenue. So fuck them in every way. It's your boy Logos. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Peace.